So we're starting our incredible STEM adventure here at AirVenture in KidVenture with our good friends Team ExtremeFlight. They've got an amazing STEAM setup in here, teaching the principals, flying the airplane, having some fun. We're going to learn what it's all about. Let's go find Patrick and Natalia. All right, we are inside this amazing booth from Team ExtremeFlight here, KidVenture, and what a great setup. Immediately I come in, I recognize the book. I see the Demon in full glossy color over there. These books are great. I bet the kids have been loving them. When I came in here earlier, there was just a throng having a good time, and man, it looks like it's been great in here. Pat, tell us a little bit about what you guys have going on.
Well, we're promoting our Extreme Flying Adventures, the activity book that Natalia created, and with information from myself. And we got some amazing sponsors to help us out: Softie Parachutes, Tempest, Aero, Lift, and Michelin. And we're basically, letting kids color the book, and then they're drawing their own airplanes. We put them up in the back and give out awards for the best drawing. And then we have, for the weekend, featured the STEM, teaching you how to be an airshow pilot. So I've got set up actually an X-Plane 12, my airplane, over Oshkosh, and the kids can kind of fly. And the idea is they have to keep it over the runway. So that's what they have to do, is I show them the runway. Okay, this is where the performers would be flying. You have to keep it over the runway. So it kind of gives them a challenge too, and they see exactly right when they get in, it's real shaky and everything, so they figure out how to control the aircraft. And then if they get it really good, then I take the controls, bring them right down to the deck, and actually do some of my signature maneuvers at the actual altitudes I would do them at, so they get we've already had one tap out.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. We did a double hammerhead, man, it looked about as real as it gets. And I kind of know this because if you guys saw the video, I'll put the link up. I got a chance to get in the Demon with Sim Your Plane, with Team ExtremeFlight, and get this experience. And let me tell you what, I crashed twice. All right, it was pretty rough. So this is pretty awesome. It's a really close example of how to fly the Demon.
It is. I use it for practicing for air shows. A lot of what we do is all about sight picture. So even though it's in a digital format and things, the airplane flies very similar to mine. There's some little kinks we're still trying to get out, but it's very similar. And I've noticed myself, especially if I've had a period of an off time, like winter, say, or bad weather or whatever, the sight picture really builds up, and I find myself more precise and comfortable quicker. So it really does help. All you have to do when you get in the airplanes, get used to the sensations and things like that, but being able to keep that level of precision all year round is pretty phenomenal.
And of course it speaks to safety. Obviously you can't go flying some days. It's just conditions don't warrant it. You're maybe away from the hangar, away from the airplane. So having a tool to help you in the actual air show and the actual box that you're going to be flying sounds really helpful. Now, it also sounds really educational in that you can bring a lot of these STEM and STEAM principles into a fun game like this. What are some of the principles that we're looking to teach here that you guys have been getting out through the week?
I like to show them kind of how, especially like say staying over the runway, because they see that when they're watching the performers out here that there's an actual person in the airplane and they have specific things they got to do at specific places. Otherwise, they're going to be technically illegal if you do aerobatics outside the box or fly with the crowd or anything like that. So it kind of shows them that level of precision that we have to stick to. Then also the flying. The number one questions I get is how do you keep oriented, so then they can kind of see that. And then the cool thing is, people can give press rides and things like that, but you have to go out to altitude, right, to practice these maneuvers. They can literally get it right on the deck here, right? So it's pretty neat. They can actually get that real sensation of being right over the ground. Huge
addition to science technology, using a lot of those principles. Physics here, of course, you're over here, you're teaching physics within a simulator, and it doesn't feel like we're learning. It just feels like we're playing. But the long and short of it is all of this is science technology based.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll do something is show them the cool thing with a biplane is when you fly it inverted, it's kind of easy because you just put the top wing on the horizon. Normally your sight picture's right there and that's level. But then when you let go of the stick, the nose drops. And so they're not used to being on the other side with the nose going technically up, right? It's actually going down, but their sight picture's opposite. And then just like, if you let go of the stick up and pull the power off, the nose drops. So that way they can kind of get the idea of how lift changes and things, different things that go on with the airplane, but we can show them an exact environment as opposed to spending a ton of money on fuel and more airplanes going up at altitude, having two pilots to fly everything around all the time. show them right here for free.
What's a great thing we're seeing is this common theme between your book and then getting on the sim and flying. So many of those principles are taught in the Extreme Flying Adventures, which again feels so much like fun, but it really is learning. So how's the response been this week?
It's been awesome. It's a little slow right now, but we literally just set up. But earlier this week, like, we had to literally cut it off so we could go off to other tasks. But yeah, there was a line, and I have a feeling once the kids start seeing this, because earlier this week I was just doing a live VR video, so like YouTube video where I have actual VR and they could sit in the airplane, but it's a real video as opposed to here it's digital but you're flying the plane. So it's kind of two different offsets, but it's really neat. Like, it's been pretty cool. It's been pretty awesome.
Well, I came over on the bus and there were a bunch of kids looking to have some fun. I know they're going to find their way over here. I know they're going to find some smiling faces. Team ExtremeFlight, always doing it big, always doing it awesome, always doing it for the youth. It's great to catch up with airshow pilot Patrick McAlee, and I know Natalia is around here somewhere, but she's off probably making content like she does for the Wonder Women of Aviation podcast. She's always working, right? I mean, do you ever see her?
She's in the invisible plane. What can I say?
Fantastic. Well, she's a hard worker. We hope to catch up with her. Guys, stay tuned. We're going to check out some more of this great stuff at KidVenture. More steam, more STEM from AirVenture 2023.